Welcome to Quiz 5 for 103 and 203 students. Quiz 5, Speaking Task. In Flipgrid, record yourself completing the speaking task on page 143, presenting about an invention or discovery that has changed our lives. Use your notes and the task checklist on page 143. Please speak for a minimum of 1 minute. Submit this video in Flipgrid under Quiz 5. Start on page 138, Speaking Critical Thinking. Here is the speaking task you will complete. Give a short presentation about an invention or discovery that has changed our lives. In this video, we'll prepare for this task. So you're going to watch this video, complete the work that I do here, but at the end, go to Flipgrid to upload and record your presentation. When researching, you often have to ask the following questions: who, what, when, where, why. Many researchers add how to this list. These are really helpful when speaking about something and when writing about something. If you're ever writing an essay and you're not sure if the essay is long enough, if you need to include more details, always think of the W questions and how. They can help give you many more details to add. Skip number 1. Go over to number 2. Choose an invention to talk about in the speaking task. You can talk about one of these things, or if you have a different idea for an invention that you want to speak about, you can. So for example, I will speak about the laptop. Here in the idea map, my topic is the laptop computer, and I'm going to answer the W questions along with how. When was the last time you used this thing? I use my laptop every day. It's a daily occurrence. So I'm going to write those words down because I know that I can use them. I don't want to say I use it every day over and over again. I could say it's something that I interact with daily. Remember, we want to use a varied vocabulary when we speak. Where do I use it? Well, it's portable, which means I can bring it anywhere. I'll talk about how I can carry it to class, I can bring it to my work, and I can bring it to home and use it in any room in my house. It's very convenient. I'll write that too. Convenient. Who? For this, you can talk about who invented the laptop. I don't really know, but I'm going to talk about who uses the laptop. I'm going to say teachers and students use laptops, as well as people who have office jobs. So I'll talk about the variety of people who can use a laptop. What makes the laptop so great? Well, it's compact, which means it's small. It's a useful invention because it provides access to the internet, and as well as it helps me prepare my lessons. Just some examples of things I could talk about. What makes the laptop so great? How is it used? Okay, this is a little vague, but I could talk about how I prepare my lessons, how I can use Microsoft Word, I can use YouTube on my laptop, and I can use it to connect to other people. And why? Why is the laptop so great? Let's see. What would life be like without it? Why do I need it? I need it to be productive and successful at my job. So again, this is just my example with the laptop. Complete this section now using one of these inventions or a different invention that you feel that you could talk about a lot. Pause the video now, complete this section, and press play when you're ready to move on. Preparing for speaking on the next page. Previewing a topic is really important. I don't want anyone to start by introducing yourself. Do not say, "Hello, my name is Bob, and I will be talking about." No name necessary. We know your name. Instead, use one of these signposting examples. I'd like to start by talking about. After that, I'm going to explain. Then I'll discuss blank. Finally, I'll explore. This person is laying out the order of things that he's going to talk about, and he does a great job. Listen to this introduction to a presentation that previews what the speaker will talk about. It's like your introduction paragraph in writing. Notice how they're not giving specific details, it's just a general overview of what is to come. Check the things that the speaker does. Does he mention the invention's name in the first sentence? He's going to be talking about an invention. Does he tell you what it is right away, or does he give you clues? Does he give a description of the invention? Does he say how you can use it? Does he give specific details on how this invention is used? And does he explain what will happen next in the presentation? If he does, put a check. If he doesn't, leave it blank.
I would like to present an invention that has made the way we organize our work easier. It's a simple invention, and most of you have used it. It's a small yellow piece of paper that is known all over the world. It's the Post-it note. A Post-it note is a piece of paper with special glue on the back. Modern Post-it notes can be any color or shape. Post-it notes are simple to use. You can stick them on anything and the note will stay in place. The notes can be easily removed from any surface. First, I'm going to talk about the history of this invention. Then, I will explain how it has made a difference in our lives.
Let's go over the answers. Does the presenter mention the name of the invention in the first sentence? No, he does not. Instead, he finds a clever way to describe the invention. First, he gives a description of the invention before letting us know that it's Post-it notes. Does he say how you can use it? Yes, he does. Does he give specific details on how this invention is used? No. No specific details in the introduction. He's only giving an overview of what he will mention. Does he explain what will happen next in the presentation? Yes, he does. It's also necessary for you to organize your ideas before you present. Organize your ideas by deciding what order you want to present your ideas. This will help you make sure that they're in a logical order even before you begin. For example, it is logical to tell your listeners background information before you tell them why something is useful. You can use WH questions to organize your presentation. Read the next part of the presentation. Number questions in the order that they are answered. The first thing that this does is mention when Post-its were invented. That's number 1. Let's read it together. To start with, Post-it notes were invented in 1974 by Art Fry. Oh, they tell us when, and they tell us by who. Is that one of the questions? Yes. Who invented them? Art Fry. Fry needed a bookmark that would stay inside his book and didn't fall out. Okay, does that answer any of our questions here? Let's keep going. He used a special type of glue invented by his colleague Spencer Silver. The glue was not very strong and made it easy to remove the notes. What's happening here? It sounds like a bit of background information is being given. Let's take a look at our questions and see what comes after who invented them. This part in here is telling us that there was a need for his invention. He needed something that wouldn't fall out. This is explaining why the Post-its were invented. It's where he got the idea. Let's continue. In 1977, the first Post-it notes were sold in stores. Well, it gives us a date, so I'm going to wonder if this is answering the question as well. The first Post-it notes were sold. This is telling us, gee, when were they first sold? In 1977. Since then, they have become a global phenomenon. Repeat after me. Phenomenon. People all over the world recognize the small yellow sticky notes. We use them at work, at school, and at home. This is telling us where they can be used, so that must be C. This is the 5th thing the author talks about. Because the glue does not leave any stains, people can stick Post-it notes anywhere. They allow us to remember important information and take notes. Ooh, this looks like number 6. Why do people use them? To take notes. The best thing is that you can stick a Post-it note anywhere to help you remember something. Well, that is the best thing coming last. So that will be number 7. Think about organizing your presentation in a similar manner. Explaining how something is used. We can use the words and expressions in bold to talk about how something is used. These are great little expressions that you can definitely use in Quiz 5. Let's put these expressions into the blank spaces now. Number 1, GPS blank to find our way around unknown places. Well, we know a verb is coming next. GPS allows us to find our way. Number 2, the cell phone blank stay in touch. Helps people to stay in touch. Translation apps blank learning another language. Translation apps are useful for learning another language. Notice how it's a plural noun, so it's going to be followed by are. Television blank easy to learn about the world. Makes it. Television makes, it makes. And 5, what's left? Without the computer chip, we wouldn't be able to use laptops. Try to think of a phrase for your invention that starts with without. For me, I would say, without laptops, people could not work from home as easy. Now you're ready to plan for your speaking task. Here's the task again, giving a presentation about an invention, and prepare. Look at the idea map you created in exercise 3 in critical thinking. So that's 2 pages back. Here's my idea map. I talked about the laptop, and I answered the WH questions and how. Now you have to decide what order you'll answer these questions. So I think for me, first I'll talk about what my invention is. I'll give some clues like the man did with the Post-it notes. I won't say exactly what it is first, but I'll give some clues such as, can you think of an invention that is portable? What kind of computer can you bring everywhere you go? Why, it's a laptop. Something corny like that. Then maybe second, I'll talk about where you can bring laptops. This is just how I'm choosing to set up my presentation, but you can do it in any order that you see fit. Make some notes about the language you would use. You can use language like this. To preview your topic in the introduction, come up with one of these phrases, kind of outline the order of things you'll talk about, and to explain how something is used, you can say laptops help people to blank. Without laptops, the world would be terrible, etc. Use this checklist to help you. We went over phrases with make in our bookwork, so you can work on that. Preview the topic clearly. Tell us what you'll be speaking about. Organize your ideas. You're doing that here. And explain clearly how your invention is used. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Good luck, and I look forward to hearing your presentations on Flipgrid.